How's it going, YouTube? Alright, so what I want to talk about is this Tsumura premium light. I think I might have talked about it a few times before, just super briefly, but I actually want to go in depth about it. That way, if anybody's thinking about buying one, well, you're informed on what you're gonna buy, because this thing is not cheap. This one's a 32-inch steel pattern bar, and I think it was over 200 bucks to get it shipped. You know, so yeah, a little over 200 bucks with the shipping cost. So, is it worth the money? No, I would say no. A steel bar, I have a 32-inch steel bar as well, and the steel bar is much better, especially if you're a faller. It's just sturdy, you know, and that's what you need. You want a nice rigid bar in order to make your cuts. But this thing, I got into some pretty big timber with it, and for one, the rivets that hold the nose of the bar together are raised, so they get in the way of your accuracy in your cut. And then another thing is it's very flimsy side to side, so it just likes to flop around everywhere while you're trying to cut, which does not make for a very accurate cut. But that being said, is there any use for it? I'd say yeah. I mean, using it for what I'm doing right now isn't bad, but on a professional scale, you know, as a money maker, no, I would never recommend this bar, especially when it's more expensive than I've paid for a still, and the still is actually rigid, and you can actually make accurate cuts with it. So yeah, I would say if you're looking to get a new 32-inch chainsaw bar, and I don't know how the other sizes are. I mean, their 28 might be rigid enough because it's small enough, you know, but I honestly don't know because I've only had this one. But I mean, it's the same price as a steel light bar, and if the steel light bar is more rigid, then, you know, obviously that's the better choice. So yeah, what I mean is, like when you go side to side like this, it just flops all over the place. The Stihl brand light bars, one side is completely solid, while the other side has that insert, the lightweight insert. This one is just, you know, I think it's acrylic to fill the center of this, and it's just, this is really thin, because I think what they were doing was, instead of making a premium light bar that's just lighter than their already their really popular bar, the Tsumura Light, they were trying to get, you know, compete with the Stihl chainsaw bars, because those are the lightest ones you can get right now. And they just said, screw making it rigid, let's get it as close as possible to compete with Stihls. And dude, this thing, it doesn't even compare to a Stihl light bar. What's another point I wanted to make? Oh, and it's still heavier. It's about a couple ounces, if I remember right, a couple ounces heavier than my Stihl bar. which isn't much, but I mean, it's still, it wins, you know? I paid $180 for the Stihl light bar, and this one was over 200. So yeah, that's just something to keep in mind with these things, because they look cool. They're the hot new thing on the block when it comes to lightweight chainsaw bars, but they're not a quality bar. Well, they're okay. They are a quality made bar, but they just can't compete professionally, you know, on the professional falling scene. Now, for a firewood cutter, you know, if you prefer a Japanese bar over a German one, then, well, yeah, go with that, you know. But I'll do some cutting with it, and you guys can kind of see just how it's comparing to a Stihl bar. Just give me one sec. Okay, so the chain that I'm going to be using is a Oregon semi-skip round chain, and it's got about 3/4 of the tooth life left in it. I hand filed it earlier today, but I have done some cutting with it. A lot of this wood's got some dirt in it, so if it is cutting slow on the video, it's probably because I went through some dirt at some point. Yeah, like right here, if you look. Yeah, that wood's covered in this crap, because it is a bog right here. But handy dandy broom, kind of clean it off. Sort of. Yeah, it doesn't really do much for the mud. Just have to be careful. I don't know if you guys have tried out those semi-chisel chains. They're supposed to be like a better, you know, for like dirty cutting environments. But I don't know. I haven't tried on I always go full chisel. It's what I learned to sharpen and what I've always cut with. Oh, shit. Dang, I lost one of the bolts for my top cover housing. really keeping an eye out for mud and rocks in it, just because when it rains out here, this stuff is so sticky and nasty. It sticks in everything. And I don't want to sit there and file a 32-inch chain all day. You know, I don't want to have to file it every time I use it because everything's just full of dirt and rocks. This one doesn't look too bad though. Some right here and some right here, but it's mostly on these little spots where there's some branches poking off. Yeah, a little bit right there. Big old glob of it right here though. Anyway, let's see if I can get this here in the camera good. There we go. Doesn't want to stick in there, it's too wet. All right. it's slowed way down in its cutting ability. Teeth look all right though. I don't really see any, signs that it was rocked or anything. Let's try out some locust. See how she cuts through some locust right now. Decent piece we can cut into. Preferably something that's not been sitting on the bottom, so it doesn't have any dirt and rocks in it. Well, this is a little guy, but we'll sacrifice that for the cause. See how good it cuts into that. There we go. All right, before it gets too dark. Oops, ow. Fucking jerked it right out of my fingers. On there, but yeah, this thing is a floppy disaster. All right, guys, thanks for watching.